Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the King, and welcome back to the channel. We have some new chapter stuff to talk about. The new chapter is pretty much right around the corner, with estimations of the PTB being as early as next week to probably the following week of that. So we can expect some teasers, we can expect things maybe as early as, next week. So this is going to be pretty damn awesome. And as chapter 17's hype is on the rise, we got some new information that you guys can read by the title about it not being licensed, as well as possibility of not having a map. So we're going to basically be talking about that in this video. But before we go ahead and actually jump on into this video, I want to say thank you guys for all the support as of recently. In literally 2 days, we've gained over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. And I really do appreciate it in helping us. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we are currently in a race with my good friend Polyester to 100,000 subscribers, and we're going to see who can hit it first, and hopefully we both can get it by the end of the year. But we need to be on top, but I need your help. And according to YouTube statistics, over 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so please consider subscribing down below. And if you think you're subscribed, sometimes you're not because YouTube unsubscribes you, so please double check down below. It'd mean the world to me. With that being said, let's talk about this new chapter stuff. So chapter 17, obviously on this channel, we've reported before that it's probably going to be licensed. And we reported not only is chapter 17 going to be licensed, but chapter 18 is meant to be licensed as well. However, once that happened and they said that chapter 18 was going to be licensed as well, I was one of the first people to be very skeptical about it. And in the video where I said chapter 17 and chapter 18 are more than likely to be licensed. So Dead by Daylight, obviously, in the coding, it's very easy for the coding to get leaks. And in the video, I essentially said that, sometimes purposefully, or maybe not on purpose, they just didn't do it. And we just read too much into it in the coding that it was going to be licensed. And once that happened, I said pretty much what I just said, that it's probably not going to be licensed at all. And we would have to be pretty lucky to get back-to-back licensed chapters. But if it was, it would be really damn cool. And now we are seeing some updating coding that pretty much confirms that the new chapter is not going to be licensed. And if you are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, as you can see on screen right now, we can see that you can use your shards to buy yourself the new chapter characters. And essentially, if you don't know what that means, all of the licensed characters can only be purchased with Auric cells. And since that, you can use shards, it means that this is sadly not going to be licensed, which opens the floodgates essentially to anything that they can possibly create. The last time things were this sealed and locked in the vault was with the Death Slinger, and hopefully the hype builds up and it can live up to it, and we can have a good time experiencing this new chapter. I'm quite excited for it, but now we don't really know what it could be if it's not licensed. We had a lot of ideas. I've seen a lot of people coming together, as always, saying that it could be Jason, it could be, same with Candyman, Pennywise, Springtrap, things like that. But realistically, the only reason why we even speculated that it was going to be any of those things was because we were under the assumption that it was going to be licensed. So sadly, new chapter's not licensed, but again, opens the floodgates to infinite possibilities. Maybe it's a werewolf, maybe it's a vampire, maybe it's a cool concept we spoke about before. The possibilities are truly endless, and my fingers are crossed for something that's medieval. The devs have been very, very nice to me. It's pure luck, but I always said I wanted Meg with a crown. We got Meg with a crown. I always said that I wanted a dress for Meg. We got a dress for Meg. Obviously, if you guys know me on Twitch more so than YouTube, our mascot, or our avatar, is a lion named Ari, and we got a lion cosmetic that's gold, which is the theme of our channels on David King. And not to mention, of course, his name is King and he has a bunch of cosmetics as well. So maybe my luck streak can continue and the next chapter will be medieval. It's a shot in the dark, but we made a fan-made chapter idea a very long time ago talking about what a medieval type of killer can look like. And the theory was, well, not even theory, just our concept was it would be like a knight kind of guy. Think about the Pursuer from Dark Souls 2. If you haven't played it, it's basically like this big knight with a big shield and a long sword, and he just runs at you with the long sword, swipes at you. Not too far-fetched with, Pyramid Head having a ginormous weapon, and then using the shield as a boomerang where he could throw it at you. It can go over vaults and pallets, and then it comes straight back. So that way, if you're caught in the act of it, it will basically come back to you, and if it hits anything, it'll just respawn in your hand. I use this idea with the Grim Reaper as well, with a scythe kind of mechanic that comes in and out, and, you know, he can have a dash as well as a secondary ability where, you know, he goes lower and runs straight at you and maybe a one-shots you. Just a concept that I had, but again, it opens the floodgates to a bunch of theories of what could happen. Maybe it's something with Greek mythology. We've seen so much Greece cosmetics, maybe it goes with something. Maybe it's, I don't know, it could be anything. It could be anything. And that brings us to the second part of this video. It's rumored that the next chapter is not going to have a map, and I have a very logical explanation for this with, you know, multiple outcomes, which I'm sure it will probably be one of those. And in the coding, if you look, there is no map at all. It just literally says false. There's nothing there that talks about a new map. We don't see any code names for a map. We don't see anything. And a lot of people are basically saying that this automatically means we're not getting a new map. Now, the only times we've never received a new map was with Ghostface when it comes down to a full chapter release. Ghostface was the only character that was a full chapter that didn't have a survivor and didn't have a map. And the only other time we didn't technically get an original map was with Leatherface. And with Leatherface, we got a variation to the swamp. And the reason behind both of those was because the characters were licensed. Now, obviously, as you can see, you can buy this killer with shards. So if you can buy this killer and this survivor with shards, clearly it is not licensed. So therefore, not having a new map would be pretty much groundbreaking stuff. And it doesn't really make much sense. I don't think that's going to happen whatsoever, because you can't just put a chapter out there with no map. It really wouldn't make sense. So here are the two theories that I have that are probably going to be true. The first one on the list is that on the PTB itself, we are not going to see a map at all. We're just going to have the new killer, we're going to play in the standard maps, and that's pretty much going to be it. Why, do you ask? That is because of the graphical update coming on into the game. The graphical update, if you guys don't know, is something that Dead by Daylight have been planning since the 4th-year anniversary, or maybe even before that, but we got our first looks at it on the 4th-year anniversary stream, basically overhauling all of the graphics that are currently into the game to make them look better, making it have that 2020 revamp. And because of this, this is more than likely the case of why we're not seeing the map. If you can't put two and two together already, it doesn't make sense to go ahead and create a brand new map with brand new assets that'll work on a previous engine to display that when we're going to have a full-on graphical update, which basically means all of those, you know, things that you put in, you would basically have to upgrade. It'll be counterintuitive, and essentially, you'll be wasting your time. Now, obviously, you could say they could just make newer graphics and then put it in with this, but then the engines would not be able to handle them. So, two things that can happen. As I said with this one, we might not get the map completely, or on the PTB, whenever it comes out, we will be getting the graphical update. So if we get the graphical update on the PTB, that's going to be amazing. We're going to see pretty much most of all of the maps getting a revamp, all of the assets being completely new, and it's going to be a huge update. And hopefully we'll get some optimization and things like that with the patch. If not, we'll have to wait and see. Or it could be the other way around, where we don't get the map at all and we're led to even believe that we're not going to get a new map, just to be surprised on the official release day when we get the map and a complete graphical update. Maybe DBD is going to be transparent with us as well. They have been doing a very good job being transparent with the community as of recently on what's going to be happening with that. Now, obviously, it is still too early to determine any of this. Maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and for the first time ever, we're not going to get a map with a original character. Although I think that's a little bit too far-fetched. I don't think DBD is going to do that. It is a possibility in the sense that, you know, with COVID going on, they just didn't have enough resources or time to put a map together. So I'm not going to completely rule it out, but it is very unlikely that that will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That is pretty much summarizing this video. The new chapter, Chapter 17, is now confirmed to be non-licensed. So what do you guys think that the new killer or new survivor, or what theme is this going to follow? I'm sure Polyester is going to have a lot of theories on it as well. And what do you guys think is up with this map leak? Do you guys think that we're not going to get a map? Do you guys think that it is what I said with the graphical update? We'll have to wait and see, of course. Obviously, today crossplay came out as well. And in tomorrow's video, we're basically going to be looking at the bigger picture of what Dead by Daylight's doing with the graphical update, the MMR, and crossplay and all those things. So we're just going to basically be talking about that tomorrow. And again, I want to say thank you guys so much for all of the recent love and the support. We have recently also started a Patreon. I'm not sure if you guys knew about that, but as of recently, we started a Patreon. We started this because a lot of YouTube viewers and a lot of people on Twitch wanted basically some bonus content of me playing other games, behind the scenes of how I made my thumbnails, and just more Dead by Daylight and extra content where you can also receive some awesome rewards. You can get yourself some stickers like these of Ari the Lion, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, and we have some more like these as well, where you can get a bunch of these stickers depending on what tier you get. You can also get paintings. As you can see, there's some paintings behind me. I don't know if you can actually see them. You can get yourself some paintings and things like that. So far, we already have 7 Patreons. The cheapest tier is $1 for some extra content. So if you guys are interested in that, the link will be down below. You don't have to do it, of course. It is all up to you. But if you're looking for some extra bonus content, it is there for grabs. And thank you again to the 7 Patreons that are already there. All their names are going to be on screen right now. I cannot thank you guys enough for purchasing, a tier on Patreon. It's really unbelievable. But again, everybody, thank you guys so much for all the love and the support recently. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters. Thank you to all the YouTube supporters, all the new subscribers. Thank you to everyone that comes out on Twitch every day. I really, really do appreciate you guys. With that being said, we're going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. And as always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the vlog.